New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins, just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag, the one you stole from your ex, or your overpriced half a studio apartment, or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar, triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a vitamin water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
You're listening to the Animation Addicts Podcast, episode 351. Looking back at all of the animated films we haven't talked about. Welcome to the Animation Addicts Podcast with the Rotoscopers, the #1 place to get your animation fix with animation addicts just like you. Each episode, we dive into the wonderful world of animation featuring Disney, DreamWorks, Pixar, and everything in between. From hilarious discussions and movie reviews to interviews with industry insiders, this show's mission is to brighten your day through our love of animation. So hop on your nerdy couch, grab some snacks, and get ready to hang out with your animation besties because it's time to dive into today's episode. Hey there, Animation Addicts. I'm your host, Morgan Stradling.
And I'm Chelsea Robson.
We're back for another fabulous nerdy couch discussion episode of the Animation Addicts Podcast. Chelsea, how have you been?
I've been good. I have. As you know, I have been very busy and I haven't gotten to go to the theaters or done a lot of movie reviews or anything for a while because, it's just kind of a season of life right now. So, Morgan, I'm wanting to ask you, what have you seen without me that I should I see or should I not see?
Ooh.
So that's what I want to know in this
is
episode.
that. Yeah, this will be a interesting episode. This will be one where Morgan's doing a lot of talking about things that I've seen. So we've done quite a few episodes on the podcast of newer releases. But there's been definitely a few that, we haven't really gotten around to. So I thought it'd be fun. We're a little past the midway point into 2025. So let's go back and talk about what animated films have been like so far in 2025.
Let's do it.
Now, obviously, I haven't seen every single animated film. I try, but you do the best with what you can. So I'm just going to go through, starting with January, all the ones that I've seen. If we have talked about it on the podcast, I'll just mention it briefly and move on to the next one. But so the very first one was the Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul. We did talk about that on the podcast. So if you're interested in that, you go to rotoscopers.com/330. Check it out. Then later in January, Dogman came out, which was based on the graphic novel series. It's very, very kid focused. I think we had briefly mentioned it. It's about where a dog and a man, it's a police officer and his canine companion, and they get in a car accident, and so they have to keep the head of the dog and the body of a man. So saw that. That one was a lot of fun. It was by DreamWorks, definitely a lower budget film for them, which they have really kind of mastered this as far as, keeping their budgets low so that way they can put more of these out in a year and they're not, betting the whole farm. And for someone who had never read Dogman, I thought this was silly, really funny, over the top, and generally liked it, but, won't be going back to see it. Have no interest in reading the comics or the books, but my kids really enjoyed it. So there we go.
Okay. Yeah, I did see lots of posters about that and some trailers. So it is on the scale of Chelsea would like it. Where does it fall?
Uh, you,
Remember, this is you telling me what I should and shouldn't see.
I would give it a 2. I mean,
Oh, okay.
you would like it, I guess, but would you love it?
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
not.
yeah. So I mean, it'd be fine.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, you took some
Okay.
nieces and or nephews to it. I don't know. All of your nieces and nephews have grown up. It seems like they've kind of like aged out
Yeah.
of these films.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Let's just pretend that they're little forever. But yeah, it would have been a good one to take when they were,
Okay.
5 to 10.
Okay.
So with that, there was a short that played before, which was surprising because I feel like we don't get a lot of shorts beforehand anymore. And this was Bad Guys, Little Lies and Alibis. And with this one, it was perfect. It was fun. I love the bad guys. I thought it was a smart way to just remind people that the bad guys are still around and a new movie is coming out in August. So it was fun to see them on the big screen again. So
Nice.
would you like this one? Yes. I'd give it a 5 out of 5. Like you would 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Yeah.
4 out of 5
Yeah.
for a short. Awesome.
Yeah. Not those aren't my ratings.
Oh,
These
okay.
are my ratings of would Chelsea like this?
Okay.
Sorry, because you asked like on a scale of would Chelsea like this? I was like, I don't know. Here's my scale. So, this is not okay. I guess I can't recall my ratings for each one of these, but yeah. Would I recommend it to you? Let's just do a thumbs up or thumbs down. I'd recommend it to you. Okay, thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
All right. Next up was Paddington in Peru. This was the third Paddington film.
I actually would like to see that one. It looked nice.
Have you seen the other Paddingtons?
I have not.
I have not either. And it was
Okay.
I didn't feel like I necessarily needed to, although I
Okay.
have heard the second Paddington is like a masterpiece, amazing, so good. So I'm
Nice.
like, okay, so maybe we do Paddington 1 and Paddington 2 on the podcast. I don't need Paddington 3 was fine. It was really silly. It was over the top. They had this nun character. I can't recall the actress's name, but she kind of reminded me of like a female Tim Curry.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like really sinister and over the top, and I loved it. And they go to Peru, which was like I assume is a nice change of pace from the other two films that were kind of set in London.
Yeah.
Because he has to go and find his family and that he came from. So yeah, I thought this one was really enjoyable. It feels like the Paddington isn't as big of a deal here as it appears to be in the UK. So I think this did okay in theaters, but I on my Instagram, I'll do like reviews when I go and see like the screenings, and I'll do just like a little mini review, and then I include a link to my full review. So for all of these, I will include a link to my full review in the show notes if you want to check them all out. But yeah, so because and it's just to like let families, and a lot of people who follow me are moms and friends, and so it's like, hey, do you want to waste your time with this? Yes or no? Is this worth going out of your way to see? A lot of times people have no idea some of these movies are coming out. So this was one that was like, if you have kids, like take this. This would be a fun one to go. So this would be a thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
So then the next one that came out was a Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up, which you and I have done an episode on.
Yes,
So that was
I enjoyed that one.
great. And then another one was called Night of the Zoopocalypse. And this was more a smaller studio. And it was
we talked about this at the beginning of the year and wondering how it was going to go.
It was kind of
How did it go?
like a horror flick for families.
Okay.
About these zombies that kind of infect this zoo. And there's this she-wolf character who teams up with another animal, and they have to try to like escape the zombies and stop the infection. I really liked the use of colors in this film. It was really neon and bright and felt fun and different. Like they were trying things here. A lot of references to thrillers and to classic horror films. Like it seemed it was a love letter to this. I mean, I think you would initially look at this and be like, oh, that looks like kind of, nowadays direct to sequel or direct to video stuff, small studio trying. But I thought it was pretty good. I thought I would never watch this on my own.
Okay.
But I did, and I was really surprised. And I told people, like, go see it. It would be worth it to do. And yeah,
Nice.
so
Okay.
there was that.
Thumbs up.
Next up, I mean, Snow White, not animated, but we did a review on that. Definitely go check that out. And then Not Just a Goof, that we talked about that. So the next one was, this isn't really animated, but I'll throw it in there because I saw
Well, just gotta say once again, Not Just a Goof. It's a documentary, and it is myself, Chelsea, my Disney Plus on-screen debut.
Yes.
So
yes, Chelsea is on Disney Plus. She's a star, baby.
It's finally come. It's finally my time.
You didn't know, in the most unlikely of places where this would finally have your breakthrough, you did it.
Yes.
So next up was a Minecraft movie. My kids wanted to see it despite never having played Minecraft, but everyone was talking about it. This kind of like became a meme in and of itself online, with kids kind of being crazy in the theaters. And I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, I know the basics of Minecraft. You build things. It's very like blocky, retro looking. You're mining things, to build and create other things. Like, okay, I got that. And this has Jack Black, and I know he's very polarizing, but Jack Black is just like your dumb, silly uncle who's just so goofy and like kind of lame, but hilarious, makes you laugh. And that's Jack Black for me. And he's Jack Black in this movie. He's just playing his Jack Black character, doing his thing. And he's funny. He has the Steve's Lava Chicken song, which if you ask any child under the age of 16 to sing it for you randomly on the street, they would be able to. It was really funny. And there was a period of time where we would listen to that on the way to school. It's like a 30-second thing, but it's funny.
So I've seen a lot of reviews that really canned this movie. But then you said that you just liked it, for what it was.
As like someone who was taking kids and like sitting back and just enjoying a movie. Like there are movies where you're there and you're like, I hate my life. I can't believe I'm doing this. Now I understand why my dad fell asleep in movies taking us growing up, right? There's those type of movies. And there's other movies that like, this is good. This is fine. And there's other movies like, this is amazing. I'm so glad I'm here. I love it. And this was like that middle zone. Like I don't hate this. I never need to watch it again. There's obviously a lot of things to nitpick and that don't make sense. Like there's unnecessary characters and it's bloated in spots. But like as someone very just chill about it, it was fine. Yeah, I wouldn't expect greatness from it. But so for you, I give this like a thumb in the middle, maybe.
Okay.
Like if it comes around for you to see it, sure. But generally, I guess I'm thumbs down for you.
Okay.
but like if it comes up, check it out.
All right.
Yeah. So because I feel like you probably have the same amount of Minecraft knowledge as me, and I still thought it was fine.
Yeah.
So next up, we have King of Kings. And this is an animated film about the life of Christ. And so what's interesting twist about this is the life of Christ and, Christian animated takes and just all sorts of takes on the Christ's life. There's been so many, dime a dozen, right? Like everyone's done it. Everyone's tried. So how do you make this different in 2025? So what they did, Charles Dickens had an unpublished book that he wrote for his children called, I believe it's called The Life of Christ. And it was him telling the stories of Jesus Christ for his children and recounting them this way. And so they use that as the basis for this film, where we're introduced to Charles Dickens and his son. And his son, I believe his name was Walter, was obsessed, or in this version, is obsessed with King Arthur and like fighting, evil. But it's more of this earthly king thing that he's obsessed with. And he really wants to shift his focus higher to there's this heavenly king that's even better than King Arthur. Oh, really? King, and so he tells them the stories of Christ. Him and his wife are telling Walter this. And there's two other kids, but they apparently get it. And so they're asleep. It's just like him in his study. And this was good. This was really, it came out at Easter, which I think was perfect timing because, if you're Christian, you're inclined to, do Holy Week with your children and talk about the resurrection and Easter and the meaning of that. And so my family, it came out a week or two before Easter, but we saw it the weekend of Easter. And I thought it was great, because it just aligned with what I wanted, my children to be thinking about. And so perfect timing for a release. I did think that with this one, the switching back and forth between Dickens and the Life of Christ and Dickens and the Life of Christ was a bit distracting. And it also takes a while to kind of get into the Christ stories. And once you're in the Christ stories, they are significantly more interesting and engaging than flashback back to the study where I'm now talking about and teaching a lesson, but nonetheless, it was very good. I see what they were trying to do there. I thought it was good. I think it was effective enough, but it just kind of made me realize like, oh, wow, there's so many stories obviously that didn't get told. I just really like your depiction of Christ in these stories. I want to go back to it as soon as I can,
Oh, okay.
So yeah, very, very good. I've definitely a thumbs up for you.
Okay, cool.
So that leaves us, goodbye, April. We're going into May. May we saw Lilo and Stitch. In June, we saw How to Train Your Dragon. And then Elio was in June as well. Mm-hmm. And then in July was the Smurfs, or just Smurfs. And this is yet another Smurfs movie. I was sitting there, preparing for this, being like, again, why weren't there 3 of these? Like, is there even a fandom for these? Like they do these with some of these franchises, and it's like, are there actually fans of this movie? Is there a following for these characters? And I feel like Smurfs is one of those. Like, it clearly does well enough in the theaters. They keep bringing it back, but it doesn't make this cultural impact where it like warrants another one, but they keep making more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would agree with that take.
I have never seen the first 3 Smurfs movies, and I've heard Smurfs, the third one, Smurfs: The Lost Village, is actually pretty decent.
Okay,
but I haven't seen it. And this is kind of like a reboot of that. It's just Smurfs, and it's very kiddie. It's like very preschool, which is fine, which is great. You have your market, but then they have like F-word jokes where they're not actually saying the F-word, but they're like bleeping it out just to be funny. Yeah. And like the humor is like really off in certain places. And then they try to, like, they have very modern jokes, like, oh, like the bad guy lives in this like big lair, this castle, and he has an assistant. And then he's talking about like, I need my microphone. And then they do like a Zoom call with the Smurfs.
No.
And he's like, oh, I'm on the wrong mic. This is my podcasting mic. And I need to go to my studio, my podcasting studio. It was just like, what are we doing here, guys? What? Like it was really cringe with some of those jokes. And it all over the place. Didn't know what it was trying to be. It was trying to hit all of these different like lanes. So yeah, that would be a thumbs down. I didn't. Okay. It's like, if you would have just kept it young preschool. Oh, and then I didn't even mention Smurfette is Rihanna. If you've seen any of the previews or any of the posters, like, they want you to know Smurfette is Rihanna. Like, literally, that's words that are on the thing. So, but they brought her on initially to do the music. And then she was the first person announced as the cast. And it just felt like, hey, we got this big name and we really want her to sing. It felt like, okay, Trolls was so successful. We want to be the next Trolls. We are little creatures that are colorful, and we're going to sing too. And we're going to but then the songs were like these R&B like songs that were Rihanna type songs that didn't match the narrative, didn't go with the flow. They just appeared. And it just felt like they wanted these songs for the sake of having songs. They wanted Rihanna for the sake of having her. Although I felt she was a terrible voice actress. Like, her voice is very gravelly and low. Right. And it just, like, you expect these characters kind of have like a more cartoony sort of voice. And I just felt she did a terrible job as like the voice actress. And she's not even like the main character. It's James Corden's character. It's just really silly. And so, yeah, that I didn't the songs were crappy too. It was just really disappointing. So it's like, and also that type of music, I don't feel appeals to young kids. You know, like a 4-year-old versus like my son.
Yeah.
He was like, there was like a little tease of the original Smurf song, la 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 la, sing a happy song, and he, being 4 years old, who's never watched the original Smurfs, in the car was singing that song after the fact. And we needed more things like that.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, that's Smurfs. Thumbs down.
Okay.
Of all of the one, that is the hardest thumbs down, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, lastly, there's Bad Guys 2. And you've seen Bad Guys. It's really good. And this is like this is a great follow-up for that. You know, they're clean now, but they're really struggling to figure out how do we integrate back into society as good guys, but they all kind of know us as bad guys, and they're just having a hard time getting jobs and like making it work. So then they end up working with the chief of police to, you know, help go undercover and find some other bad guys and solve some heists or solve some crimes. And then in the process, they get kind of blackmailed into going back to the dark side and doing some bad guy things. And so that's fun because then they kind of go back to the things that you loved from Bad Guys, which are the heists, you know, the hijinks. They, in the commercials, they really hit heavy these bad girls, which there's these 3 characters that are, bad guys, but they're girls.
Yeah.
And it's like a girl gang. And so that is it was about them, but not so much. Like, I feel like they were really heavy-handed about the bad girls in the trailers, and it, like, you take a step back, like, they were there and they were an important part of it, but it wasn't like about them. I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jeremiah wrote on my review, and I need to, he had to skim my review because I had like a lot of spoilers in there, which I didn't mean to, but there is so I'll try to talk around this, but something happens in the third act that really loses me. And this is a trope that happens with movies or series where they just got to take it out of this world. Like, it's just got to make it so crazy, so stupid. And it's like,
we got to go to space.
Don't say it.
It's in the trailer.
Okay. So it's in the trailer. They go to space. It's like, come on, guys. Why are we? It's like in Avenger, or like they all do this eventually. Like, you know, it's like the second. You know,
even the
Sonic 3 did this. It was like, what do we have to
Furious goes to space?
Yes.
Like, what are we doing?
I feel like we can't, why space? If space feels like such a cop out, like we've ran out of ideas. So, like, take it to space because now it's big. And so that's what happens here. And once that happens, just like in Sonic 3, I like Sonic 3 a lot, but once we go into space and they're like floating and zooming around space, I'm referring to Sonic 3. I'm like, really? Do we got to do this?
Yeah.
Couldn't we have done this, I don't know, in America? Like
on Earth?
On Earth somewhere? It would have the same impact, I feel. Especially this one, if you I'm not going to talk about like how they end up there or why, what's the purpose, but it just was unnecessary. So there's that. There's also another movie that has already come out called Sketch. I do have a review like a review thing. That's by Angel Studios. And that looks interesting. I just haven't gotten around to watch that yet. So
from what I remember, it is the drawings that kids who are having trauma issues or something, like their drawings come to life, which like kind of creepy.
So I'm interested to see that one, and writing a review about that. So I'll include all of these reviews in the show notes. But yeah, that's been so far 2025, and I'm sure there's one I've missed here or there. There's another movie, it wasn't necessarily animated, that I really wanted to see. It was called The Legend of Ochi. I might be saying that wrong. But it kind of, I think they use like a puppet. It's kind of this like weird sort of Ewok looking character and this girl who discovers it. I think it's like a Swedish or it's a European film. And it's American fantasy adventure film, but I think there must be some sort of European element, so that's why I'm saying that. But they used actual like physical puppets, I believe, for this. They really go back to like old school filmmaking, and it looked really interesting. This came out in April, and I wanted to see it, didn't get around to it. The screening was at a weird time, and then I didn't end up seeing it later. But that one is kind of one that I'm really wanting to check out. It seems like a fun family film. And I they don't make enough family films anymore. And this feels like a perfect one. It's like a young actress character instead of, I just watched, this is 2024, but I watched Harold and the Purple Crayon. And it was fine, but it was so dumb. It was like Zachary Levi or Levy, is that how you say his name? And he is Harold, who typically in the books is a young child, but he's like grown up, and it's just, but he has the disposition of a young child, and it's just kind of creepy in a way. Whereas I feel like it would have just been so much better if we just would have kept him as a child. I'm like, why can't we have child movies with child stars anymore?
Have you noticed a lot of the documentaries that have been coming out?
Not every.
But I'm just saying that is that right now it's kind of a off-brand kind of a thing. I think there's just
have wholesome companies that are doing the right thing, that are going to do it the right way and not exploit the children.
Bags. Yeah,
like, we can do that. Okay,
it can be done. Yes.
So, anyways, we've talked about that before. But anyways, that's 2025 in a nutshell. If you were to pick one of these movies, Chelsea, what would you, based on how I've sold it to you, what would you want to see?
I would like to see King of Kings. You said that one was a good one. Paddington, yeah. And Bad Guys 2, you didn't really tell me if I would, if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that would you like to recover, or would you like to do an episode on that one?
If you want to see it, yeah. I've already seen it, so that less homework for me.
But I mean, do you think that
if you
it
wanted
would
to
be
see it next week and we record, I would totally.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. And we could talk more about it. And
yeah, those seem to be the highlights for me. Yeah. Paddington, King of Kings, and Bad Guys.
Let's look at the box office so far. Box office animated films 2025. Sometimes they have like a sub list. Well, we'll just look at everything so far to see where things are. So already in 2025, Minecraft movie, this is domestic box office, but is taking it with 423 million. Lilo and Stitch coming up is just 2 million behind it, 421 million. I think that will surpass if it's still in theaters at a certain point. Let's click on Lilo and Stitch and see if it's still, wait, no. Yeah, I mean, as of the August 11th, when we're recording this on the 12th, it had done $15,000 in theaters. I don't know if it's going to be able to irk 2 million more.
No, I don't think so.
To take the top spot, unless they do some sort of special release. But pretty impressive. I believe it passed 1 billion worldwide. Mm-hmm. How to Train Your Dragon's done, it's number 6 for top movies of the year, 261 million domestically. And Dogman, who'd have thought? Dogman hanging in here. He's at number 13, 97 million, beating out Snow White.
Oh, wow.
By 10 million. Snow White had 87 million.
Oh.
Elio, I mean, it's some of these summer ones, it's hard to take into account, but 72 million, it really didn't do well for Disney so far. King of Kings, this like low budget, I think it had like a $25 million budget. It's coming in 60 million.
Good for them.
For the domestic box office. I want to see if it shows worldwide. So 75 million worldwide, which is awesome for, I'm pretty sure it was like 25 million.
I mean, considering Elio is right above it.
Yeah. Which we know we have a significantly bigger budget. Yeah. So Paddington, Peru, 45 million. Bad Guys 2. I mean, it's only been out 2 weeks at this point, and it's 45 million. So I'm just trying to see if there's any Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I did see that one. That was so fun to see in theaters with like literally a packed house. There were maybe 3 seats, and they had tons of screenings of these, and it was just so awesome.
Freakier Friday was one that I did want to see.
I want to see that. That's what we should do. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Thank you for reminding me, because I really want to see this. And yes. Okay. So what we should do, we should review Freaky Friday.
Freakier Friday.
No. Freaky Friday.
Oh,
on the podcast.
the original.
Yes, even though it's not animated at all, but who cares? And and then let's do Freakier Friday.
Okay.
That would be fun. Okay. Smurfs. It did surprisingly better than I thought. It's nearly at 100 million worldwide. I think it had a smaller budget, so I'm sure it's, I don't know. So yeah, and then there's this other film that I wanted to see, which I there was a screening for it. It was a bad timing. It's called Ne Zha 2, and this is like the #1 highest grossing animated film ever. It's done $1.9 billion, and it's 98.9% international. It's like literally all of China is the reason this has done so well. And they just released it. It's being released August 22nd, I think. So the screening was last week, and I wanted it. I think it's on Tubi, the original one, the first one.
Okay.
So they're like, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out on Tubi, or there was another on Prime or something. And then, but yeah, I wanted to see that just because I'm like, why is this the #1 animated film ever? And it's no one's ever heard of it, So anyway, so there was that one. I'm just trying to see if there's any down here that have just totally bombed. The Looney Tunes movie is actually one of the lower ones. It only did 8.8 million.
Oh, sad.
Domestically. I want to see the Zoopocalypse. I don't think. Yeah, that one's even lower. That one with Legend. 2 million. Legend of Oki did 2.5 million. So something that just didn't do as well as, and then obviously there's these films that are just pulling the average down with their 181,000.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, these must be like small, independent.
Look at 199. Bambi, The Reckoning.
Oh, this is like
I need to, this is a preview of things to come. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So
put a pin in that.
Okay. Bambi the Reckoning. Got it. I'm trying to see if I can easily spot the lowest animated film of the year. It was probably, I wish I could just filter this. But anyway, so yeah, a good year for animation. There's been some surprises, some others that are not so surprising, but we'll see what the rest of the year has to bring. So I'm glad we did this because it sparked our interest that we need to see Freakier Friday. I wish you were here to see it together because I was like, this would be a perfect movie to see with Chelsea. And you're not, but that's okay.
I know.
So I'll see it this weekend. You see it this weekend. Watch the original beforehand, and then we will record, and that will be really fun.
Doubleheader.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let us know your thoughts. Have you seen any of these movies? Are you like me and you've seen nearly all of them? And do you agree with my ranking or recommendations to Chelsea? What do you think about the Smurfs, everybody? Were you one of the few people who saw it? I mean, a decent amount of people did see it. It's done better than Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. Speaking of Looney Tunes, the Acme versus Coyote movie, or Coyote versus Acme. I think it's Acme versus Coyote. That was a film that Warner Brothers made, and then they canned it for a tax write-off, which I hate that they do that, but I understand why they do that. And there was this online campaign for a long time to release it. And like people were like, no, it's not going to happen. And Ketchup Entertainment, I think we talked about this maybe. Yeah. Ketchup Entertainment coming in clutch. They did okay-ish with this, but apparently they were able to buy it out, and they're going to be releasing it next year. So we will be doing that one in 2026.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, let us know what you think. Give us a call. Let us know all the things.
Until next time,
we are the Rotoscopers. So here's actually a story. Stephanie is out of town today and will come back a little later tonight. But I think Montana was kind of like worried about the whole situation. We just became just the two of us yesterday and then today. So yesterday and today, she has just been like staring at me, and it's been like full eye contact, waiting for me to like somehow understand what she wants me to say or wants to know, or I don't know. And yesterday she just kept looking at me like, and like making noises like that. And I'm like, I don't know what you want. I just don't. And then today, this morning, like the same thing. And she was just like staring at me. And I was like, you've eaten, you've gone to the bathroom, all the things. Like, what else is there? I don't know. And so I just told her, I was like, Steffi and Griffin's the other dog. Steffi and Griffin come back later tonight. And then she just kind of stood there for a second and her eyes got softer. And then she got on the couch and just sat down. And it was just like,
that's hilarious.
So she's just wanting to know what is happening. So Montana is the behind the scenes producer of all of the Rotoscopers episodes, just so everybody knows. She is always there, always listening.
Now you know, when you get a death stare, wide-eyed, she's wondering, where is X person? Where have they gone?
Where is everyone?
Yeah.
She really likes, in her heart, deep in her heart, she likes Griffin. But Griffin's also very young, and he is he's a youth. He's a youth. And she can't be bothered. She's almost 10. And so she just, he's just like, play with me. And she just puts her paw on him and like, no, down. Down. And then like, she'll like lean up against stuff and be like, no. And he's just like, this is playing, right? Like he's just a little golden doodle. Mm-hmm. And so he just has like full personality and it's just like, hi. And she's like, no, I don't do that. I'm too old for this. So, but the fact is she knew something like, where is everybody? You are too boring for me.
I love it.
So, yes.
Well, you're not boring for me, Chelsea.
Aw, thanks, Morgan.
You've been listening to the Animation Addicts Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and be sure to leave us a 5-star review. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want to help spread the word, be sure to share the podcast with your friends on social media. Just don't forget to tag us at Rotoscopers on Instagram and use the hashtag Animation Addicts. For all the links and full show notes for this episode, go to rotoscopers.com/podcast. Now, if you still can't get enough for your animation fix, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and visit rotoscopers.com for more animation news, reviews, and interviews. Thanks for listening.
Every minute your finance team spends wrestling with data is a minute lost. Insight Software's AI-powered insights instantly move you from complexity to clarity. Automated analysis, real-time reporting, strategic recommendations, all at your fingertips. Transform how your finance team works and watch your business grow. Stop wasting time. Start making smarter decisions. Learn more at insightsoftware.com/AI.